U.S. will not make deal with China unless trade deficit is solved.
Hamas launches largest airstrike in months on Israel.
Worship of Hung Kings, the enduring vitality of Vietnamese culture.
You're watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Ha Zhang, your host. U.S. President Donald Trump said that he is not willing to make any deal with China unless the trade deficit of over $1 trillion USD is resolved first.
Speaking to reporters on Air Force One, Trump said that the U.S. has a trade deficit of over $1 billion with some countries. But that number with China reaches more than $0.1 trillion a year. Trump stated that the U.S. is losing hundreds of billions of dollars each year to China, and that if the issue is not resolved, he will not sign any agreements. Kevin Hassett, director of the U.S. National Economic Council, said more than 50 countries have contacted the country to launch trade talks after President Trump announced a reciprocal tariff policy globally. However, in a recent statement, U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick said that there will be no delays, and tariffs would certainly be imposed to re-establish global trade.
The conflict between Israel and the Hamas movement in the Gaza Strip continues to escalate as Hamas carries out its largest rocket attack in months on Israeli territory in retaliating for intense Israeli military strikes on Hamas targets across Gaza.
According to the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, Hamas fired 10 rockets from central Gaza into southern Israel. The Israeli air defense system intercepted 5 of them, while at least 1 rocket broke through the defense grid and landed in Ashkelon, causing damage and a minor injury. The IDF said it was the largest rocket barrage from Gaza into Israel in several months. The attack is a response to Israel's large-scale military offensive in Gaza, coinciding with Prime Minister Netanyahu's visit to the U.S. for talks with President Trump at the White House about tariffs and Middle Eastern issues, including the release of hostages held by Hamas.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has signed a directive announcing that the government will organize online groundbreaking and inauguration ceremony for many major projects on April the 19th to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day.
The directive outlines that the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day, April 30th, 1975, April 30th, 2025, is an occasion to look back on the heroic pages of the nation and the journey of building and developing the country to empower the people with determination to build and protect the homeland, to fulfill the historic mission in the new era of reaching out, developing prosperity, civilization, happiness, prosperity. The government will organize online ceremonies to launch and inaugurate important infrastructure projects across the 3 regions of North, Central and South to commemorate this historic event. The ceremony is scheduled to be held online simultaneously on April 19, 2025.
Coming up next are some updated news.
The Foreign Investment Agency, under the Ministry of Finance, reported that by the end of the first quarter, foreign direct investment, FDI, in Vietnam reached nearly $10.98 billion United States dollars, a 34.7% increase compared to the same period last year. Investors have invested in 18 of the 21 economic sectors, with the processing and manufacturing industry leading with over $6.79 billion United States dollars. Among the 73 countries and territories investing in Vietnam in the past 3 months, Singapore leads with over $3 billion United States dollars. South Korea ranked the second with nearly $2.04 billion United States dollars, followed by China, Japan and Taiwan.
In 2024, Nghệ An made significant progress in administrative reform and improvement of citizen satisfaction with public services. The latest data shows Nghệ An ranked 6th out of 63 provinces and cities, leading the Vietnam Central Region in term of Satisfaction Index of Public Administrative Services, SIPAS. This means that Nghệ An climbed 6 steps from last year, reflecting the province's commitment to administrative reform and public service quality. Nghệ An also scored 89 points in the Administrative Reform Index, PAR Index, ranking 27th out of 63 provinces and cities.
The 2025 Kua Lo Beach tourist season is approaching. Vinh City has announced a series of incentives and activities, promising a vibrant, safe, and friendly summer for visitors. The Kua Lo Beach Tourism Festival will officially open on April 19th. Vinh City will provide 4 free services: showering, parking, public sanitation, and check-ins. Many activities such as coracle boat races, OCOP fairs, food festivals and street arts will take place throughout the summer. Safety measures, environmental hygiene, price listings and drowning prevention are also being implemented to build an image of a civilized, friendly and hospitable tourism city. This year, Kua Lo aims to welcome 6.9 million visitors, including 130,000 international tourists, with an estimated revenue of 7 billion Vietnamese dons.
In hearts of every Vietnamese, the Home King played a vital role in establishing the first state in history and are considered as common ancestor of the people. The worship of Home Kings has enduring vitality and become cultural identity, traditional ethics of Vietnamese people, expressing the gratitude for their ancestor contributions to the national building and defense.
According to historical records and studies by researchers, there are 1.417 sites across Vietnam dedicated to worshipping the Hung Kings and related figures from the Hung Dynasty era. The Hong Son Temple, built in the Nguyen architectural style, is known throughout the region for being the only temple in Vinh City that worships the Hung Kings. Today, the Hong Son Temple still preserves Tay altars of the 18 Hung Kings, serving research, cultural and spiritual activities, as well as tourism. The Hong Son Temple has existed for nearly 200 years. Each year, 2 memorial ceremonies are held on the 3rd and 10th of March. These traditional holidays, especially the Hung King's death anniversary, are given significant attention by both the public and the government. The Hung King's worshipping belief is characterized by strong faith and a sacredness, the 2 foundational factors that bind the community together. The respectful attitude towards the Hung Kings in line with the Vietnamese tradition of drinking water, remembering the source, has amplified the sacredness of this belief and its broad resonance among the Vietnamese people both domestically and abroad. Currently, the ritual of worshipping the Hung Kings has spread overseas and is practiced in many parts of the world, becoming a belief and cultural space for overseas Vietnamese to unite, stay connected, maintain traditional values and pass them on to future generations. For every Vietnamese person, young or old, from the mountains or the plains, the proverb, "No matter where you go, remember the Hung King's death anniversary on the 10th of March, is deeply ingrained in their consciousness, reminding today's generation of their ancestors' contributions to the nation's formation, while also reflecting the widespread influence of the Hung King's worship in the Vietnamese psyche.
The last news has ended our bulletin today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.